Good day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Minecraft gameplay. Now, where am I in this series? I'm not sure what episode number it is. The last episode that I recorded was to do with mining or hunting for ancient debris in the nether with which to make netherite. Now, I have been playing since I recorded that. I'm not even sure how many days ago that was now. Several at least. So I've been playing as I normally do when I watch YouTube videos and things. And, I just sort of run around trying to improve my equipment or develop my base a little bit um, and things like that. I don't typically undertake anything too exciting. Oh, the other thing I do a little bit of is try to fill in my maps, although I didn't actually do any of that here. I don't think since the last video I recorded. You can see that I've got, I think, all of this one filled in, which is the the primary map where my base is. Now I haven't actually planted any other banners or anything, so I don't have any other locations flagged. The outpost, the stronghold that leads to the end is right around there, and that's probably the only other really exciting feature that I've discovered. I mean, we've got the Mushroom Island and the tiny, tiny little bit of mesa there. There's jungle. Actually, there's jungle all over the place. There's jungle here, there's jungle up here, and plenty of it. I feel like I found some other jungle somewhere as well. Maybe that was up in this far corner here. Something like that. Anyway, no shortage of jungle, which sometimes is a tough biome to find. So anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing? That is an amazing question. Other than OBS telling me that encoding is overloaded. I think I'm going to try to ignore that. So, what have I been up to? How's my equipment? My equipment's in pretty good shape. I'm going to have to try to repair that bow at some point. There's my new and improved lightning rod, which sits on top of an end rod, which provides light, which has nothing to do with anything. I had two copper lightning rods stacked on top of each other, and it just didn't look very good because they both have that kind of rounded knob at the top, and so it didn't stack in a very aesthetically pleasing fashion. So over here is my librarian slave pens, which I think I showed off before. There was a video, and I think it was the one before the netherite one, where I don't know if I had actually successfully planted a chorus tree. Anyway, this is a chorus tree, and you can only plant them using chorus flowers, and it has to be on end stone. This one didn't actually get too exciting. Now, to get a chorus flower, you have to either knock it off directly. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Like with your sword, for example, or your axe maybe. There we go. Axe does it a lot quicker. Or you can shoot it off with with an arrow, which I have been doing when they're pretty high up. So harvest a couple of flowers and then knock down the chorus tree and collect some chorus fruit, which you can smelt into something, 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 which you then make into, the name has gone from my head. Purpur. The purpur blocks. Don't ask me where these names come from. I don't know. Oh, it's time to harvest some cane to make into paper. So here's my original librarian slave pens, and the building which I have placed on top or above. Not too much going on here. I've got a bed, some lanterns, and just a little work area there. and then the next floor is empty. I've got it lit up so that you know, you don't get creatures spawning there. The chorus tree is off and running. I built this, I think I showed this off, although I've expanded it a fair bit. This is an automated sugarcane farming operation, and I've added several levels to it, so it's now 4 levels tall. Looks like that very top one is actually gonna kick off, although it'll next time a growth happens on a piece of sugar cane, that whole set will get harvested. So we'll get 6 more what do you call them? Sugar canes? 6 more canes? I don't know what the game calls it. 6 more sugar canes. 6 more items of sugar cane, although that could be a while. So anyway, as soon as I turn my back on it, it'll trigger. The other thing that I did here was I put a second level on my I guess village. I'm gonna call it a village, where I've got the villagers living to provide the fodder for my librarian slave pens. Feels funny to say that. Lots of villagers around. I put another level on and put 24 more beds, basically, and doors, both of which I think are key to having the number of villagers. Now it seems to be spawning 2 or 3 iron golems regularly, which is cool. To build this was a bit of a pain, actually, but I did finally get it sorted out. And unfortunately, if you let the villagers escape just even for a second, they all start streaming out, and that's what happened to me a couple of times by accident. So what I've been doing is using the golems as oh god, I'm gonna get killed. As basically just killing them for iron and flowers, I guess, incidentally. Well, stay away, you dumb villagers. What do you expect? Fighting a golem. I don't really want to kill any villagers. Oh, they're all running for beds. I see. Well, that's lovely. Anyway, so, well, okay, I don't think I killed any villagers, but so it's actually a surprisingly good. Oh, I'm carrying some iron around. So that was 3, 4, or 5. I think the most I've seen is 5 blocks of iron drop from a golem. I can also stand back and shoot them, or I can stand in the water since I've got pretty good boots on. Maybe I'll go for the water approach with this guy. Getting hit by these guys is not the best plan. They do a lot of damage, even when you're wearing good armor. How much iron do I have right now? 38. So we'll see how much this guy gives. 3, so not stellar, but they actually spawn quite regularly. Oh, I'm full up on flowers. I should probably sleep the night away myself here. So this is a very exciting episode, I know. Just kind of showing off all the bits of things that I've done. I grow these carrots up using fertilizer, which maybe I'll do now, and or bone meal, and then the farmers, of which there are 2, because that's how many compost bins I have, harvest them, and I'm pretty sure they actually hand them off to other villagers as well. But what happens then is that once there's enough food circulating, oops, I'm out of bone meal. Once there's enough food circulating in the village, then they go ahead and do a little bit of hanky-panky and make some more small villagers, which grow up to be big villagers in fairly short order, actually. It's not very many days, and they're grown. So the farmers are not here at the moment. They must be up on the 2nd floor. put the bone meal back. I'm going to run over to the other section of my librarian slave pens. This area here, it is now, what is this, 15 pens, I guess? 15 cells might be a better word. I kind of think of them more like monks slaving away. So they've all got spells. I think I've all got them to the point where they're at least mildly useful, although there's a bunch that are too expensive or not that useful. Squid hang themselves up occasionally. I don't think the green sparklies, I think it just means they're working. They don't seem to gain any experience from that. And what else? I think there was one spell that was maybe getting rejigged here. Is this the one? No, that's not the one. Would be the librarian without any experience. This one. Fire protection 4. I'm going to have to pause this and take a look at I have this tracked in a spreadsheet. File, open recent. Librarians. I should rename this the librarian slave pens. Oh, I have a fire protection 4 already in the other slave area, but what's this guy's cost? 35. Oh, no, that's not great. Too much. Okay, I'm actually just going to let him. If you don't give them any experience, they seem to, or sorry, you don't trade with them. Yeah, I guess the other way to say that is to, if you make a trade with them, it gives them some experience, and then it seems to lock in their spells. If you don't do that, they seem to rejig or whatever, learn a different spell and maybe a better one. I'm not quite sure what rules govern that in Minecraft land. All these other librarians are at least nominally useful to me. Yeah, Thorns 3, for example. I mean, Thorns 4 would be better, but Thorns 3 is not a bad compromise there. Speaking of which, I don't have much in the way of thorns on any of my armor, do I? It's a good thing humans have a little more vocal repertoire vocabulary than that, because these guys are super annoying to be around. Okay, so there's been some hanky-panky going on. Got a new little villager. And as you can see, all the carrots were harvested, so no more golems. Oh, there's one. They do seem to spawn on the rooftop sometimes. I did put mostly half slabs on top to prevent that, but doesn't seem to have prevented it entirely. I'm gonna get his attention with an arrow to the head. Now, there's not really much of anything for these golems to protect the villagers from, other than me, I guess. So, killing them doesn't really... I think that was 5 bars. Killing them doesn't do the village any harm. I guess it's not inconceivable that a zombie or something might sneak in here. There are a little bit lower light areas. But I covered up a lot of the things with half slabs to prevent any monsters from spawning and sneaking in. I guess I can put some of these things away, actually. Let's see. I think perhaps I will just keep the whole villager breeding program alive. I mean, I don't make them breed, but I enable it by giving them lots of food. Making sure they have access to lots of food, I should say. And I have no shortage of bones and bone meal from keeping my tools up to snuff, tools and armor mended. And my monster spawner, which is the far end of the opposite end of my island. I've got a fair bit of paper, actually. Okay, slap those up there, and the slabs in there. And that's probably about it. Do I show off my spyglass? That's a really cool thing. Let's try it over here. So once you find amethyst, oh, that's what I did. I found some amethyst. So once you find amethyst, you can make a spyglass, which allows you to see far away. It lets you zoom in basically, so you can see what's what from quite a distance. Like, you know, I can kind of see that anyway, but it's just kind of a neat thing to have. And if there's animals and things, you can see for sure what they are. Like there's a beehive, for example, that I would not be able to see from that distance, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so. So the amethyst, I actually found two big geodes back to back almost. I mean, not too far apart actually. Basically by pure luck. I don't really know what the magic formula is to finding those things. It took me quite a while in this survival game that I started for this series. Okay, there you can see that the actually all of them have triggered. They're all down to just one row of cane. And we've got 30 sugar cane in the old collection chest. So that's a pretty nice system. I mean, if you wanted voluminous amounts to be auto-harvested, you would need to make it taller or wider or both. So the other thing I've been thinking about doing is maybe going back and taking some of this wool that I have copious amounts of in my auto sheep shearing farm here, and seeing if I can't maybe get a little further with the what are they called? Ancient City? Is that what it's called? Anyway, down where I don't know for sure there's an ancient city there actually, but in the deep dark biome that I found and got killed or attacked repeatedly, mostly killed by the warden. Apparently, like it's sensitive to sound. The whole biome is sensitive to sound. It seems like there are sound detection things and sound alert things and sound. And I haven't done much reading on it, but I gather that you can use wool somehow to muffle your movements, the sound of your movements, and maybe not get murdered by the warden every time you move too far. It was Delboy 3001, 3K1, who told me that without giving me much in the way of detail, which is fine, but I haven't read up on it either. But I guess when you think about it a little bit, it makes sense since everything is, I had reached the conclusion on my own that everything is very sound sensitive. One chorus flower, some chorus fruit. So when you cook a chorus fruit in an oven, it turns into this popped chorus fruit. And then if you combine the chorus fruit in a crafting bench, you get purpur blocks. And then you can, I don't know about purpur pillars actually. Can you turn that? Can you do that from a stone cutter? You can. Okay, so that's how you get all the purpur blocks. That's a hard word to say. Purpur. Alrighty, I mean I can go back to the end, but I was trying to find an end ship, and man, those things are scarce. They seem to be like the proverbial hen's teeth. I expanded my melon mining operations a bit because you can trade melons with farmers and do all right by it. Melons and pumpkins seem to be pretty good in that regard. Just gonna fix up my armor and tools, which are actually hardly damaged at all. So it's probably not necessary. Okay, so I think first so it goes to anything you're wearing, the experience orbs, and then I think some of it goes to you. I should pay attention to that. No, none of it goes to you until your things are healed. Or you're mended, I guess, with the, they have the mending attachment on them. And when I opened the spreadsheet, I lost my my recording time. Since this is an episode about not very much, I'm probably just going to keep it to half an hour here. I'll mend up my equipment, and then I think I will go. Okay, my armor's all good. Good to go. Get the shovel fixed up, then the axe and the sword. Then I'll zip down and see if I can't find those amethyst geodes before I end the episode. Okay, so now the experience should be going to the shovel, which it is. It's too bad bows can't have both mending and infinity on them, but with a good level of unbreaking, they do last a long time. And that's one thing you do get a little bit of from this mob, monster spawner type thing. Are you gonna give me some monsters to kill or not really? Feast or famine here? Mostly famine. Okay, now they're starting to come. I'm not really gonna stick around and try and get any experience. The only point, okay, that's it actually. Equipment fixed up. That was probably not worth the time. Other than maybe showing you what I do with all those mending enchantments. If I ever do manage to get enough ancient debris to make some netherite armor and tools, I will need a whole bunch more mending spells, like 8. And I think I've only got 1 at the moment. 1 spell book of mending. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't have a very economical mending spell that I can get from the librarians, but I do have one. Such a shame that I lost the original librarian that I had. I think it was only like 12, maybe not 12, but it wasn't super costly. Emeralds. 12 emeralds. Okay, so I got lots of riches. Here's the netherite situation. Ancient debris, netherite scrap, and then 1 netherite ingot. So I need a hell of a lot more than that to make anything useful. 2 will get me a sword, which I guess would be useful. And then 3, oh, I guess 1 would get me a shovel. I don't know if I'm going to bother to make a netherite shovel. And in terms of armor, you need, what, 4, 7 for that, 8 for that, 5 for that. So that's like 24. So you need around 32, in fact, if you don't count the shovel, or 33 with a shovel. You need 33 ingots to make a reasonably comprehensive set of tool and armors. No, that doesn't include hoe. I can't imagine why I would make a netherite hoe. There's probably an achievement related to having a netherite hoe, but that might be the only reason to do it. Anyway. Can't remember if I snapped any pictures of the amethyst, the giant amethyst geodes. I think I lit up the corridor where the amethyst is, where the amethyst things are. When I say lit up, I mean marked it with some extra torches. So there's water nearby, and then, okay, that's not it. You can mine very, very quickly with a enchanted diamond pickaxe. Is this it? No, that's not it. That's just where I dug out something. Iron, probably. Or diamonds, maybe. I hear lava. Do I have a water bucket? I do not. Oh well. When you're mining like this, though, you definitely want to have a water bucket on hand. Here we go. Now then, am I going to remember? Probably not. I think 1 was down this way. I think this was the second one that I located. Yeah, I think so. Purely by accident, almost. I was just exploring. Oh, okay. Oh, here we are. I was exploring, and obviously I was full of things. How did I get in here? And just kind of stumbled into this, and then I dug out, oh, I see what, I had come in a different way. Anyway, I dug out a fair bit of it, but here we are inside an amethyst geode, and I'll tell you what, finding these things is not easy like it was in one of the betas for this version of Minecraft. The geodes were everywhere. Now they're tough to find. So I actually got a fair number of amethyst crystals and such, and then here we've got a block of amethyst. So I mean, you know, you can dig out lots of lovely sounds. I don't think those always drop crystals. I'm not sure if they grow, like if those sort of mineral flowers crystals will grow over time. But anyway, so I've got some amethyst shards and blocks of amethyst. I don't think you need tons of that in the game. So you get some nice sounds. And oh, I was digging down below there. And I don't remember the exact sequence of events. I think this is a dead end. Oh, no, not dead, but lava pool. All right, not having my bucket of water. I guess I could probably, is that just a one water source block? Probably. How we doing? 27 minutes already. Doesn't take long when you're blithering on. I'll maybe have a quick look to see. I guess I could always go back to my other video to find where they, oh no, I don't think I made any videos covering the amethyst geodes, which is why I'm doing it now. Okay, that's a dead end. Is that the way out? Or is that the way to the geode? Oh, that's the way to the geode. There we go, lovely. Now this one, lovely sounds when you walk around on the blocks. What is this out here? Is this a, I'm trying to remember, I think this is a giant sort of vertical cave that maybe doesn't go anywhere. No, I don't think it does. Just sort of a hollow around the geode. So you get this, what, oh, no, I'm too far away. Might just be cobbled deep slate. Or is there something else that you, oh no, that's a different stone. What is that? Ah, smooth basalt or basalt around the geodes. So I guess that would be maybe a clue if you're digging and you run into basalt, and then of course they also have this calcite layer around them. So if you find some basalt or calcite, I mean, you're pretty likely to stumble into the actual geode if you find one of those things, unless you just by coincidence kind of skim the edge of it. That would be bad luck. Okay, so now I have some video evidence of where those geodes are, so I don't forget completely. Let me think. Do I want any more cobbled deep slate? I can't remember. When I'm doing a building project, deep slate is probably the easiest thing to mine in mass quantities. Maybe arguably other than regular cobble from stone. The reason I like the deep slate though is if you come down to the bottom of the world here and dig the long tunnels, sorry, mildly discombobulated there. Come down to the bottom of the world and dig the long tunnels, then you also have a chance of finding diamonds, which I have enough of now to be blunt, but 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'll just grab a couple of stacks of deep slate before I go back up to the surface. Oh, I said I was going to keep these to about a half an hour. Yeah, so there you go. A little tour around the latest happenings for me in this game. And some thoughts. I've also been thinking about maybe taking a break from playing Minecraft for a while, or making videos about it anyway. So I'm not sure. There are numerous things that I could be doing. I've been not, okay, so I can't talk and count at the same time. I like to go six blocks before I plant another torch. It's a pretty shrill sounding noise. I don't remember it having those high frequency components, or at least not noticing them before. See, it doesn't take long to come up with a full stack of stone when you've got a well-enchanted pickaxe. Alrighty, so I'm actually just going to hop over to my, not that one, game notes, which I'm not going to bother to show you. So maybe I'll just spend a couple minutes going through these, and if you happen to be listening to this portion and want to weigh in on what might be good for me to work on or do, or that you might like to see, one of which was clear my home island, which I actually did. Explore the deep dark, figure out how not to get slaughtered by warden. Okay, that's still to be done. Explore the end dimension. There's stuff out there somewhere. Okay, well, I've started that, and I've actually spent a fair bit of time on it. I found a grand total of 2 towers and 0 ships. So that's pretty dull. I would love to find a ship, because I think that's the only place you can find elytra, the beetle wings, the wings that let you fly around, which is super cool. Let's see here. Bridge to the village area. Probably I'm not going to do that. Establish local village. Actually, I haven't done that one. Netherite mining. Well, I've done a video on that. Brew different types of potions. I did a little bit of that. Rainbow sheep farm. I should say rainbow. Well, I was thinking rainbow sheep, but maybe an automated. Rainbow sheep farm. Automated. I'll just put a note on there. Pixel art with wool from Rainbow Sheep Farm. That's a longer term item. Oh, here's one I haven't taken on. Ocean monument looting / fighting. There's a bajillion ocean monuments. I think I've mentioned probably several times that they spawn all over the place in the ocean biomes. Too much, really. Like, you could cut their spawn rate by half or a quarter even, and you'd still have enough ocean monuments. Ocean temples. Yeah, I haven't really done much ocean temple looting. Can sometimes get some neat stuff there. Desert monuments, haven't found any of those. Build a beachfront tower on my little island. So I started the tower. Build a barbecue pit. That's actually a small project. Establish different types of farms. Automated, ? Wheat. I don't know how to automate a wheat farm, but I've done a cooked chicken farm and a wool farm, auto harvesting wool. Establish a village of librarians on my island. Okay, that's actually done. I mean, I'm still probably going to expand it some more, but check out those crazy cliffs at the south end of the map my base is on. Yeah, there's some nutty tall cliffs over there. Sugarcane farm. Oh, I did that one already. And then automated wheat farm again. So I don't know. Those are the thoughts I've jotted down in the past, and I'm not sure where to go with that next. Maybe the warden. There's going to be another beta of Minecraft out, or not a beta. Another point release in the 1.19 series. I'm playing 1.19.2, and there's a 1.19.3 that's, I think, in pre-release 2 now, and which means it's going to be out soon. And there are some new things in it. I haven't really tried to figure out very, like in an exhaustive way, what's new in it, but one of the, actually the only one that comes to mind is that bamboo is now also can be used like a wood, which is pretty neat. Did I go too far? I did. All right. Well, I see I've got lots of redstone if I want it. I don't believe I have any shortage of redstone at the moment. Did I go too far again? Boy, I've got talking and digging don't go very well. I was hoping I might come across something interesting down here, but no such luck. The interesting things seem to be pretty few and far between. Alrighty. How many stacks? 4 full stacks and 1 partial, so it's not too bad. No iron, no gold, no lapis. You don't find much lapis down this deep, very rarely. Actually, you don't find much iron either. So, okay. Actually, I've lost sight of my timer. 37 minutes. Yeah, whoop. Back to my game window would be a good idea. So I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. Maybe I'll just leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.